Welcome everybody to another episode of Fantasy News. I am your disheveled goblin host, Daniel Greene, and you know what I'm going to say. We have an extremely delicious palette of fantasy news to get through today, and let's just go ahead and kick that right on off. Starting with a little anecdote from me that I thought was funny. I got pinged maybe, I don't want to exaggerate, 70 million times during the Super Bowl. People asking, hey, is the Wheel of Time trailer gonna drop? We know you know. Guess what? No, I didn't. They wouldn't tell me that extremely valuable piece of information while I have absolutely no affiliation with them whatsoever, and I'm someone who's covered Wheel of Time leaks before, but you know, sure, message me about it. So I got a little annoyed. As the Super Bowl is winding down, I figured my audience is probably not really super engaged with the Super Bowl. At least like a high percentage of them. That's not unfair, I'm not either. What if I just tweeted out, hey, what'd you think about that Wheel of Time trailer? So I did that. And I've never been told collectively, you more than in that about 20 minutes to 2 hours span after I tweeted that out. To the people I hurt, your pain amuses me. And to Quinn, who got so upset he felt the need to basically tell me f off twice, sorry Quinn. I'm gonna do it again though. Why?
Because I'm goblin kind.
But jumping into the first piece of news today, are you a Shannara fan? If so, you'll probably be excited to hear that we are getting a 30th anniversary edition of the Shannara series, the Heritage of Shannara. And it's a Kickstarter that's already hit its goal, but you can still add on to the pile. Just as Sanderson hit many times over his goal, this one's currently on track to do the same. With 20 days to go, any Shannara fan can absolutely just get in early on the ground and get one of these books right when it's ready. That's fantastic. I haven't gotten into Shannara yet in the channel, but I do plan on doing so. I look forward to that, so stay tuned. Now, again, talking about the demographics of my channel, I'm curious how high a percentage of you are tabletop RPG fans. I would guess over 100%. That doesn't mathematically make sense, but I just have a feeling. So I'm pretty sure a lot of you are gonna care about the fact that we have two franchise tabletop RPGs in the works. The first of which is Avatar: The Last Airbender based and / also Legend of Korra, it specifies. And that's pretty great. I absolutely could see myself eagerly being a part of an Avatar: The Last Airbender tabletop RPG campaign. That sounds wonderful. And this is coming through Magpie Games, which made a deal with Viacom CBS to bring the franchise to the tabletop. Yeah, that works. But this next tabletop RPG, I'm actually slightly more excited for due to the fact that Legend of Korra kind of left a bad taste in my mouth. Sorry for the fans of that. But also because I just finished and love the series this next RPG is based off of, and that is going to be Red Rising. Coming from Stonemaier Games, this is going to be available for pre-order not too far off, and I've talked about reviewing board games a few different times here on the channel. This is one I absolutely am going to do. I really want to go ahead and get a review of this done. There was one game I wanted to review before, but like I really didn't like it when I got it and everyone else was loving it. And I was like, I don't want my board game review debut me trying to be like ultra contrarian. So quick correction, I had tabletop RPG on the mind because of that Avatar story, but that is not technically what this Red Rising game is. This is actually being categorized in board games as a combo building game where you build cards through the Red Rising cast systems to build powers, not exactly like D&D. But if you're an Avatar: The Last Airbender fan or a Red Rising fan, let me know which one you are most looking forward to in the comments down below. But before we get to the rest of the news, a quick word from today's sponsor.
No, mother. Now I have the gun. It's mine, and I get to talk about what I want to talk about, which is certainly not Campfire, the best online world-building tool a fantasy author or DM for a D&D campaign could possibly want. No, I do not want to talk about all the different features that help people world build, like the map creation, or the items, story arcs. None of that's coming out of my mouth. Not even your progressive ways you handle pricing where people can only pay for the bits they want to use. Instead, I'll talk about what I want to talk about. And yeah, you still could do a monthly subscription or pay all at once for this web app that you can download locally and have on all your devices. But I don't want to talk about that now, do I? Especially the way you can save templates, which means the more you use Campfire, the faster you can create world. No. No, and there's no way in hell I'm gonna tell my audience about how if they wanna go in the description and click the link, they can use the most long-term loyal sponsor I've ever had on the channel that I'm proud to promote. No! Instead, we're gonna do what I wanna do, and oh boy, I have some stuff I wanna do.
Now we have quite a few fantasy covers coming out from heavy hitters in the genre, so let's go ahead and kick this off with the fact that Ted Williams has released the cover for his upcoming Empire of Grass, a prequel to his iconic iconic Memory, Sorrow, Thorn, set thousands of years before. Whew! I'm looking forward to this one, and it's a quite nice cover. I mean, look at that bad boy. It's living up to his name of, Empire. Look at all that green, grass, green. I love when a cover delivers on a promise. There is a long blurb here. I occasionally read those, but too thick and fat for this episode of Fantasy News, so let's just go ahead and move on to the next cover, which is coming from Jay Christoph. Are you ready to see this thing? Don't worry, I'll bring it in. Whoop! Did you see it? No? You need more time? Right there. Oh. How was that? Did you see that one? Okay, you want me to, okay. Wham! Check out this Jay Christoph, Empire of the Vampire. I know I wasn't the biggest fan of his Nevernight, which I will be giving another go, but I'm curious to give this guy another shot, especially with his later work, as people have told me he's an author who's continually improving. So yeah, Empire of the Vampire is going to be on my TBR this year. If it's coming out this year, I need to double check that date on the screen now. But yes, check out the cover. I'm stalling so you can look at it longer. Next news. And in the final cover we're going to talk about here today, Anthony Ryan has had a cover drop for his upcoming The Pariah. So if you are a fan of Anthony Ryan's Raven's Shadow, there's a cover for you to be excited and a blurb for you to read if you want to in the description right down below. And oh my gosh, did you accidentally click the like button while you were opening the description? Ugh. Just leave it. Don't unclick it. That's crazy you did that though. Now in news that's just like genuinely, I love this, not now though. IMAX has said they're going to be taking those recently released Lord of the Rings 4K remasters and showing them on their mega screens. Wonderful. So great. There's a pandemic happening, so maybe not now. So yes, there's going to be showings in February. This is happening now, and I agree with this tweet right there. Like, hey, hold off till maybe it's a little safer to bring crowds in to watch Lord of the Rings on an IMAX screen. Damn it. I'm just frustrated by this because it's like, I love it. Later though, and Wheel of Time fans, don't worry. I got you, boo. I'm bleeding with you, all right? I know the drought of big news right now is a little painful, but we did get a little bit of a set photo. And by that, I mean this little thing right there. And that little thing, that's cute. Thank you, WoTSeries.com, for bringing this to my attention, having this wonderful article. And also, look at these photos again. I know it's just like, but guys, it could be a photo of them just like walking on a dirt path, not even acting, just like, oh, the actor stopped here for a smoke break. And I'd be like, hey, I must make a pilgrimage to that spot. So for me, I'm including it. Next news though, I get it. Next news, I get it. Next news. And I know a lot of people are going to be talking about the Marvel trailers that dropped, but hey, you all saw those, so I'm not going to bring anything new to it. Hey, and oh, maybe I'm going to talk about the new Disney stuff. It's Disney, again, millions of views already. I'm not bringing that news to anybody, but I will talk about one popular trailer. We had a trailer from M. Night Shyamalan called Old, and M. Night, I like you quite a bit. Sometimes, rarely, really just a couple of times. You've made good movies that I enjoyed, but often it's a mess. Like, let's be frank, that's happened more times than not with your career. And I just want to say, this one immediately gives me the Happening vibes. If you look at the trailer, it's about people on an island who are just like aggressively getting older. And with M. Night Shyamalan's like aggressively lackluster twists that once you think about them, they don't start making sense. Again, he has had good twists, but very often you can poke a lot of holes in them. I don't see this one panning out. I want to be proven wrong. When I'm negative, I always want to be proven wrong. You cannot say otherwise. I'm just concerned, and I hope this, turns out well for him. My money is on this will not be certified fresh and Rotten Tomatoes though. That's just my thought. Anyway though, that's just the end of the fantasy news today. Oh, do you want to see my book cover on fantasy news? You want me to see me release my book cover? The one that's right here? Not this fantasy news, not this fantasy news. Soon there will be another book update. But not yet. Anyway, guys, like and subscribe if you have not already. Hit the Patreon if you want to support what I do here. And have a good one, y'all. Peace. And of course, I'd like to record a special shout out to my latest high-tier Patreons, Alexis Shea and Matthew Jamil. Hope you guys are having a good one.